Am I the asshole for breaking my promise to my husband and letting others meet our newborn son before him? I, female 25, moved away from my town and to my husband's, male 32, hometown after we got married. The main reason is because he suffers from a medical chronic condition and needs to be near his family. I was pregnant with our first baby and was nearing my due date when my husband had to travel out of town for work for 2 weeks. Because of this, he couldn't be with me in the delivery room, which wasn't expected. I wanted to ask my mom to come be with me, but he assured me that his family are there to help and I shouldn't be worried. He then made me promise that I don't let anyone see our son for the first time in person before him, besides his stepmom, who was supposed to be there for me, and I agreed. His stepmom was with me when I went into labor, but she stayed away since she is the type that doesn't get too involved and keeps her distance. She's also the, quote, I don't do diapers type, meaning she doesn't offer help with the baby and I shouldn't be expecting it. She dropped me and my son off at home and asked that I only call if there's an emergency. I felt helpless. I asked my neighbor for a few favors, but needed real help with the baby, so I called my mom. She knew I'd just given birth and asked if she could come help me, and she drove 4 hours to come stay with me. She helped out tremendously, and I am so, so grateful for that. My husband stayed away for a few more days, then came home. Once he saw my mom, he got super upset, repeatedly saying I broke the promise that I made him by not letting others meet our son before him, and I explained that I needed help, and he brought up his stepmom, but I replied that she dropped me off and left. That's it. Besides, he and my mom are on good terms. I didn't get why he was mad. She met her grandbaby, which was inevitable. He said it wasn't about mom since it could have been anybody else, but it was about me disrespecting his wishes and breaking the promise I made. He reminded me that he's also the parent and he gets a say too. At this point, I said he was overreacting, but he replied that I forever tainted the memory of his son's birth and broke his trust and proved to him that my word, quote, is worth shit now. Mom tried to give us space, but I said she did nothing wrong. She came to help after his stepmom left, so I can't be blamed for asking for help. He told me to stop giving him excuses and admit I wronged him with what I did, and then started avoiding me and just kept focusing his attention on our son. He keeps acting cold towards me, calling me a selfish promise breaker and expecting me to make it up to him. He wanted an apology, but I haven't given him that yet. Am I the asshole?
You expect me to believe that a man with a chronic condition that must stay in his hometown cannot understand when someone needs help from their family. You literally made your wife move because you need help from your family. So she returns home from the hospital and no one's there to help her. And you can't extend her like, oh, I get it. Like, it would make sense. It would be infuriating if like your wife invited like people over and had a party. She invited her mother over. And I know that he doesn't care that it's like her mother. It's just like, the promise. Shut up, dude. Like it's the
irony.
Yeah, you already acknowledged that your stepmom and you like aren't close. So like why would she offer help with a baby? I think that he's being overdramatic and a little bit like what's that thing? Hypocritical. Yeah.
Oh, the biggest hypocrite. The control.
Yeah.
This is like so controlling for me that I'm actually scared.
Yeah, you did make your wife move to your hometown. I mean, you do have a reason for it, but like you are isolating someone away from help. Like it seems a little bit controlling.
1000%.
Yeah.
I think the fact too, I get it's a work trip, but if you said, hey, my wife gave birth, I need to cut this trip short.
Yeah.
You could probably go home. So not only like you have a baby, you stay in the hospital typically for a couple days, depending on your insurance. Sometimes they rush you out. But not only did he not make it back towards the end of her hospital visit, but then she was home and he stayed away days extra too. So just like ballparking it, he was gone from the time she gave birth at least like 5, 6, maybe even 7 days.
Yeah.
That she was on her own.
He extended his trip. I don't know any like parent who like they just have a child give birth and they're like, you know what? I think I could spend a couple more days at the hotel or like this work conference. What sense does that make? I want to spend more time at work. No, you sound like a jackass.
What job wouldn't understand? Like my wife just gave birth.
Yeah. Like, who do you work for? Like, the president? That would make sense if you were, like, a president's bodyguard. But I swear to God, if you work for Costco or something, you should be home. Like, What job do you have? Like, if you're like a resident surgeon and you're like, you needed, then sure. But I don't think that it's
Performing fucking heart transplants.
Yeah, like you're folding shirts at Old Navy. No, go home.
Get your ass home. So she does give a little like edit here. We did talk to each other on the phone several times, and he already knew that his stepmom refused to stay with me and told me to just call if something happens. But I didn't tell him about calling my mom, knowing he'd react, and decided to wait till he got home so we could talk about it. You shouldn't have to have permission to have your mom come over and help you.
Yeah. And also, I would hate if I just had a baby and like they are stressful, I'm assuming in the first couple days, and then your husband
God.
come home and be a dick too. There's a baby crying and now there's a big grown man crying. That's so annoying.
This is abusive too, like him ignoring her and then just like doting on their baby, which, yeah, okay, new baby, you're gonna be excited, you're gonna wanna like dote on them, but like he is stonewalling her so hard.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. No, he's being controlling. You're not the asshole at all.
No. I am outraged at this one. I'm keeping it together. I'm keeping my composure, but like I want to find him.
I'm just mad that it's like so hypocritical. You need help from your family. That's why you stay close. And someone else needed help from their family. And you can't extend that sort of understanding. No. I do not like you.
I hate it. Top comment on this one. Not the asshole. He prevented you from organizing help for yourself. He didn't come home after the birth. My significant other would be single. And I mean that.
Yeah.
37,000 upvotes.
I don't know about single, but I definitely tell him to like eat it. I have my mom over when I tell him to eat it.
She doesn't even talk about her birth either. Like if you have a C-section, like they're cutting through your abdominal muscles.
Yeah.
That takes a while to come back from.
So you're stressed out already. You probably were in labor and then something happens. So you're just stressed. And then there's a woman in the waiting room who could not care less.
No.
And then you have to go home, don't have any help. And you like, I've never been like ripped through the middle, but I imagine sitting up and like, it's just so stressful.
God.
Yeah.
My stomach hurts thinking about this.
Oh my God.
No, I would not be able to go through birth alone.
No.
Props if you have like the strength. Holy smokes.
Yeah. He's dead weight right now.
No, I cried on the last episode, like reading a happy, wholesome Christmas story. Like me giving birth alone, I'd be like, nope, stay in there. We're not doing this.
Or like giving birth alone and then my partner has the option to come home early, but they don't take it.
Dead.
Yeah.
It's going down on site. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So someone replies to the top comment, yeah, I would, OP. Need to get rid of the ultimate asshole. OP just had a baby and he's out of town. His stepmother left her alone. And can someone guess how hard it is for her? She has every right to call her mother. And I think her husband is so selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they tear him apart. I love it. I love it. Yeah, a lot of people are calling out the abuse. Mm-hmm. We struggle to recognize this type of abuse because it's not physical. And it seems like it's helpful because he gave her the option of help, even though I'm sure he must have known his stepmom isn't the most hands-on. And he seems to want to be involved as a parent, hence demanding to be the first to see his son, which is how others would interpret that command. So, for many, he's showing that he cares about her by ensuring she has someone when he's not around, while also being an engaged and enthusiastic parent. The reality is that he wants to meet his son under his preferred conditions, regardless of reality, and he wants to control all the pieces to ensure that it happens the way he wants, and his wife, stepmom, and son are merely the pieces he's moving around to create his perfect image. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this person gets it. This one's divorce worthy for me.
It really is. I would say wait until you feel strong enough, and that's just, it's a scar on your abdomen and nothing more. And then
or a tear in your
your
vagina.
You know what's crazy? It's easier to heal a tear than a cut. Mm-hmm. So like if you rip open your skin, it's like it's gonna heal better than if you cut it open.
Yeah, that's wild.
I didn't know. Why is that though?
We're gonna have to Google it after.
We will.
I'm so curious. I'm also, now that I'm thinking about him and how crazy he is, I'm actually kind of glad that he wasn't there when she gave birth, because he might be the type of person to literally like look at the doctor and be like, add a husband stitch in.
Yeah. I hate that. Yeah, he does seem like that type.
Like, thank God he wasn't there.
No, I feel like he'd be the type who'd be like, don't even give her a C-section. Like, let her go through, like, normal childbirth.
Epidural?
I feel like she has the choice.
Epidural? No, she doesn't need that.
Yeah, why would she make the easy choice? Let's just, it's like, dude, shut up.
I don't remember who it was with, but it was like a group of friends and significant others around like a campfire having conversations. And somehow childbirth got brought up. And this man had the audacity to say, I don't believe women should get epidurals because I think it allows them to bond with the baby more when they go through natural childbirth.
I think that's okay. So like on the last podcast I did with you, people got mad at me because I was too violent. So I'm gonna try to like soften this as much as I can. I think that man should be tied to a fence. I don't think that is a valid opinion to have.
So invalid. Like, excuse me, sir. Are you the one pushing a fucking watermelon out of your vagina?
Yeah, and everyone knows that like the most important part afterwards is like skin to skin. That's the like what are you even saying?
What the fuck? Traumatic, like birth is traumatic for both mom and baby.
Yeah.
Why make it any harder than it needs to be?
What'd your friend say?
I don't think she really realized.
You should have sat her down the next day and been like, listen, dude, if you get pregnant, we're like gonna sneak you off to a different, like a hospital than him.
I know, God. Oh, it was just chaos. I was like, this is not real. Like, this is literally not real. Like, what women do in their birth plan is not up to their significant other or their sperm donor, their partner, whoever it is. Like, no.
I just like, you hear about like stupid people like that and then you meet them in real life and you're like, oh my God, dude, you're real. You're like that dumb. You're in real life.
It's like seeing a fucking unicorn.
Yeah.
But like like an evil unicorn.
Yeah, like a deformed unicorn that just like, you I don't know. It's like, well, unicorns are inherently deformed because they're not natural. But he's oh my God, I like punch him. I'm sorry, I can't get violent. I'm not gonna be violent.
No, I like it. I loved it last time. I was like, yes. And so many people were like, thank God Sarah's on. Like they said exactly what I was thinking and feeling, and they articulated it so well. And I was like,
I just like I can't wrap my mind around is that there are probably women who listen to this podcast who are like, no, that's like, Sarah, don't be rude about that. Yeah, he believes that like, women should experience the ultimate pain fully and awake, but don't be mean to him. He's a nice guy.
Sometimes people deserve to get smacked upside the head, you know?
They really do.
Just a little bop.
Yeah.
A little bop. Well, I got another baby problem. Oof.
Okay.